So as we're tracking more news coming in from the Middle East, we're now learning that even as the Arab and Muslim leaders assembled and were expressing solidarity with Qatar, United States Secretary of State Marco Rubio is in Israel. He's met Netanyahu as well. Rubio has in fact given a strong backing for Israel's stance. Rubio is also set to visit Qatar after his visit to Israel concludes, where he will voice support for Qatar's sovereignty. There was a joint presser that was held between Rubio and Netanyahu. Rubio has stressed that the United States is going to encourage Qatar to play a constructive role in mediating the conflict in Gaza. Listen in.
And so we're going to continue to encourage Qatar to play a constructive role in that regard. We're focused because at the end of the day, no matter what has happened, these fundamentals still remain. There is still a Hamas, there is still 48 hostages, and there is still a war going on. And all of these things standing in the way of a better future for the people of Gaza and a peaceful end to what's happening now. So we're going to remain focused on what we can do next.
Dr. Wael Awad still with us on the broadcast, sir. We've heard what Marco Rubio has just said, and it's interesting because he's slated to head to Qatar next. We also heard what the Arab leaders had to say earlier. They had in fact urged the United States to use its ties with Israel as leverage and to exercise its duty as a strategic partner to the Gulf countries as well. What do you expect from Rubio's visit to Qatar?
Well, I think everybody knows that the current American administration, including naming Mr. Trump the president and Rubio, they are basically both are American stooge. They are unable to do anything. They will not be able there to stop Netanyahu even from his attack on the Palestinian. In fact, if you can see, the visit to the Palestinian is just to endorse the annexation of the West Bank by the Israelis, where they will be partially be endorsing it or taking the part of the West Bank, which is supposed to be a part of the Palestinian state. But now they are giving them the blessing from the United States administration that they can take it, and there will be no outcry, neither in the Arab world nor in the Palestinian. So Israel continue its bombardment. Look at the intensified shooting and killing and destruction of hospitals, universities, schools, and everything in Gaza, and the amount of people, the influx of people are leaving their home. They don't know where to go. They make them go from south to the north, from north to the south, and then bombing them intentionally. Well, they are having nothing in their hands to defend themselves. So therefore, it's a clear indication that the United States have given the carte blanche to Prime Minister Netanyahu to continue his genocide. Because if you look at the amount of destruction and the intensification of the attack, it's a clear indication there is going to be an invasion of Gaza, and it's already been taking place, and there will be more massacre, more bloodshed, not only in Gaza, but also inside the West Bank. This is one of the issues. The second issue is when Rubio goes to Qatar, he just wanted to assure that the American is still a partner and protect Qatar. But the world is asking now if the American president extracted more than $4.5 trillion from the Arab capitals, from namely 3 Arab countries, Gulf country, and he is not able to protect them from the attack, and only pointing toward Iran. And we know that the danger is coming from Israel. I think the American credibility and accountability has been questioned and have been more isolated than Israel diplomatically, and international community is not happy with the current American administration doing all this in favor of Israel, not only globally, but even at the UN Security Council, refusing to allow any resolution against Israel to end this genocide. And that's where we can see, and I think the UN General Assembly have declared that more than 142 nations have voted in favor of two-state solution. America cannot stay silent, and the world should not stay silent to make sure that there are two-state solution will continue and a comprehensive peace can be achieved in the Middle East.
Sir, you've spoken about the UNGA resolution. I'll come to that in a bit. In the meantime, we're tracking some more developments coming from the Middle East. On his visit to Israel, Rubio has stated that the United States is backing Israel in its goal to eradicate Hamas. He has in fact emphasized that Washington will provide unwavering support to Israel in achieving its goal in Gaza. Take a look at what he said.
Clear on the ongoing issues in Gaza, and that is that every single hostage, both living and deceased, needs to be home immediately. Hamas can no longer continue to exist as an armed element that threatens the peace and security, not just of Israel, but of the world, and that the people of Gaza deserve a better future, one that cannot begin until Hamas is eliminated and until all of the hostages, both living and deceased, are home.
Additionally, US President Donald Trump has also warned Hamas over Israeli hostages. In a post on his social media platform, Truth Social, he has stated that he's read news reports that Hamas was going to move the hostages above ground and, quote, use them as human shields, unquote. He has warned Hamas to release all hostages immediately. Meanwhile, there is continued bombardment taking place in Gaza, even as Rubio is in Israel. Eyewitnesses have in fact stated that Israel has heavily bombarded Gaza City and that danger is increasing. The humanitarian situation on the ground is becoming more dire. Still with us on the broadcast is Dr. Wael Awad. Sir, we were discussing the UNGA resolution. You pointed out that there were 142 countries that had voted in favor of recognizing the state of Palestine, but the US once again stood behind Israel in lodging protests against this particular resolution. Indeed, and I wanted to ask you, does this UNGA resolution really hold weight, since we do know that it is the UN Security Council that has the final say in things that could really affect the situation on the ground itself, and the US consistently uses its veto power in defense of Israel?
Well, I think as long as the United States get the instruction from Tel Aviv, I don't see an independent American stand on this issue, and will continue the Palestinians to suffer. But I think the General Assembly voting, and this is a clear message to the world, there are more than 8 billion people in this 142 countries have voted in favor of a Palestinian state. You want to expect that the world should listen to 15 million Israelis who are claiming that they have been in that land for 2,500 years ago and it has been taken from them. I don't see anybody can buy this argument anymore, because we are seeing a total destruction, a total human catastrophe happening in the region, and most of the Western capitals now erupted because they are noticing that the declared agenda of Israel and the objective are not the same that they are saying on the ground, because it's not Hamas. Hamas is just a pretext for the Israelis' genocide. It is not today that it happened on the 23rd of October and post 23rd of October 2023 that Israel has been doing this. Everybody knows. You read back history, and you know from 1948 when the division of Palestine took place, and 55% of the total of Palestine was given to minority Jews, while 45% were given to the Arab Palestinians. So therefore, you can imagine what did Britain have done to the mess in the ground in Palestine till they made sure that Israel come to existence, but not a Palestinian state. I think the world is being recognizing now. There is no way of a durable peace in the Middle East unless and until they address the Palestinian issues, and without two-state solution, there will be no peace in the West Asia.
All right, sir. With that, I would like to thank you for taking our time speaking to us on NewsX World. Meanwhile,